Let's just be decent today, yeah? Hello, it's Layefa. How are you? I was going through my comment. We're going to backtrack. A video that I posted on the 29th of October 2018. The title was called The Problem with Being Woke. When I talk about woke, when I'm talking about woke, and especially in this video that I'm addressing, I'm talking about woke in terms of blackness, racism, colorism, texturism, feminism, all the things pertaining to my reality, my experience. So when a white man leaves a comment on my video, I'm like, I know these so-called players wouldn't tell you this, but I'ma be real and say what's on my heart. But you need to understand that certain videos are just not for you. I know it's like on the World Wide Web, right? It's not for you to come and add your 20 pence. That video was for my people, damn. I was bewildered, dumbfounded, flabbergasted when this white man came with his mediocre white man privilege. And I just was like, but I just don't know. I just don't know how to tell you this, but your mouth just for one moment, please. Like many other platforms, you can be loud and proud, but on my small, jejely small YouTube channel with just over 200 and something subscribers, I beg you, just listen. This video was put out for people who could relate to me. It was not a call to action to all the white people them for an anti-racism coaching. No, it was not that. And if you are, you know, of the non-black caliber and you find yourself watching my videos and you're interested, you're intrigued, I think there's nothing wrong with learning, basically. And sometimes in these spaces, it's about being quiet. It's about opening your ears and just listen. Do you understand what I'm saying? Listen. I'm picking on him in particular, but I know this happens on many other people's platforms. I'm looking over here because my comments are over here. And I think in this video, I addressed the whole Brexit because that was what was going on at the time. Not like it's still not going on, but now we have other bigger things to worry about currently. If you were not aware, I'm a Remainer. Doesn't really matter what I am because the vote has been casted. And this bright, young, blue-eyed, young ting chatting about his middle-aged British, blah, 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 chatting about he voted Brexit because of recent history of ongoing exponential population growth that has too much pressure on housing, public services, and semi-skilled, unskilled wages. He carried on further to patronize me. I'm sure you're a very smart girl. No, because if I was smart, you wouldn't patronize me. If you thought I was smart, you wouldn't try to patronize me and tell me I'm sure you thought I'm a smart girl. Let me just say something, right? Sometimes, unless you come with open ears, yeah, and really ready to open and listen and receive, don't come on the defensive. Because when you come on the defensive, when we're having these discussions, it shows that you're still shut. It shows that you're not open. In the UK, and especially black and brown people, you find that when you have called somebody out for their racism, and you these are generally white people, white British people, when you call them out on their racism, they get defensive about the fact that you have called them racist and not address the racist act. Does that make sense? Somebody has done something and it's racist, right? The thing that they've done or the thing that they've said is racist. And you said, you know what, you're racist. And they're like, no, I'm not. No, I've got black friends. I've got white friends. I've got this friends. My partner's black. Just because your partner's black, you could still be racist. I don't know if you are aware. That is a subject for a whole nother video. You could still potentially be racist. I'm not saying all of you are like that, but there's a possibility. Anyway, the point that I'm getting at is you get defensive over somebody calling you racist rather than addressing the racist acts that you have done, that you have committed, how you have offended them, and what we can do better to make sure that that action, that thing, that something isn't repeated. Now, you're well within your right to feel like, because of the population growth and pressure on housing and resources and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, well, young man, you need to go back and do your history, your recent and long history, especially in terms of social housing. We know the history after the war, during the Windrush. Most of the Caribbeans that came on the Windrush were housed in social housing, and they were put in poorer communities. They were not put with the upper middle class. They were put in the poorer white communities. They then served as bus drivers, working on the railways. They worked as nurses, doctors, even up until today. Many of the migrants that come into this country are doing the jobs that the British people are not doing. So where you're talking about pressure on the NHS and pressure on public services, check yourself. Go and do your own research. Look at the demographic of the people working within these public services. They're not middle class white people. Majority of them are migrants. Majority of them have come to the UK for a better life, for better opportunities, to make their life better because of the UK's previous history of exploiting countries around the world. And then you have the cheek to complain about what is happening in your homeland when you were doing it in somebody else's homeland a lot worse. Or have you forgotten, because it wasn't you in particular, or because it wasn't your ancestors? No, in actual fact, it was your ancestors. It was your people. I think I've already delved enough, but what I'm actually trying to say is that it's all well said and done you coming onto my platform, leaving a comment and all that, and I appreciate your comment. I actually appreciate your time, and it's good to create dialogue. I want to say in future, if I'm talking about black issues and you want to add your 2 pence, really, really, really check yourself. Check that you're not being defensive. Check that you're not being aggressive. When I'm talking about these things, and it is on the World Wide Web, I do have a target audience, and it's people that generally look like me. But if you do not look like me and you are watching and listening, do just that. Watch and listen, and with that, learn. I've gone off on a tangent, and this was just supposed to be like a lighted-hearted thing, to be like, spend this time to just listen. Don't be so defensive. Thank you so much for watching. You can subscribe if you want to. I would love to say this channel is all about the wokeness, but sometimes it isn't. Sometimes it's trivia. Thank you so much for watching. Until my next video.